seated. To our distinguished guests, to our partners, members of our governing council, the university and the local community, to parents, carers, family members and friends of our graduating students, and most especially to our graduating students, welcome to the BUCS Awards Ceremonies 2012. My name is Ruth Farwell, and I'm Vice-Chancellor of the university, and I'm joined on stage this morning by staff from the university and also Steve Vince from our special business partner, HP. We're also pleased to welcome colleagues from our partner educational organisation, the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. Seated at the table furthest away from me is Professor Chris Kemp, Pro-Vice Chancellor of the university, and closest to me, our guest speaker today, Surinder Arora, who is an entrepreneur that founded the Aurora chain of hotels. This ceremony focuses on the awards being made to the successful students completing courses in various aspects of leadership, business and management, accounting and finance and marketing. It's a pleasure to welcome 20 students from SLIM, the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, and their families here today who've travelled so far for this celebration today. They and all of the other successful former students are waiting patiently in the front stalls here at the Swan for their moment in the spotlight when they walk across the stage to shake hands with me and receive their awards. This is not just any normal day, and that's why we're dressed in these rather strange clothes and doing rather strange things like processing. Processions, speeches and gowns are traditional on days like today. But it's not just about doing these things because that's what tradition dictates. It's also about marking the day as special and significant. After all, there aren't that many opportunities when you, the graduating students, can bask in the limelight and congratulate yourselves on what you've achieved. We've done some research on what the qualities are that people, students, staff, and those from outside the university who work with us or who are our neighbours in the local community, the qualities that they ascribe to us. Formal and traditional, we most definitely are not in their view. However, the words that they do use to describe us are friendly, supportive, relaxed and helpful. I hope these words characterise both your time studying with us and also your day-to-day, along with one or two other things I suspect, pride perhaps, and also a sense of achievement. You've successfully negotiated all of the challenges that your course has flung at you during your time as a student at BUCS. But also you've probably had your lives transformed in many ways during your time here. In the days, months and years ahead, you'll recall, I'm sure, just what an impact being at university has had. The friendships that you've made, the opportunities you've had in ways not just directly related to your academic area. For some, that will be in sport, for others in recreational and social activities, for those who are members of the student union societies, and those also who were able to spend time benefiting from the networks afforded by our partners in business, industry and the professions. There are challenging times ahead, I'm sure, for you, but I hope that as BUCS graduates, you will take these in your stride. That brings me to a rather difficult subject, future employment and what lies ahead in terms of careers or how your existing career might progress. Earlier in the summer, the results were published of the class of 2011 and how many of those were in employment 6 months after their graduation a year ago. What I and many others were pleasantly surprised about was that nationally the percentage of graduates who were unemployed 6 months after graduating was virtually the same as for the class of 2010. In other words, the situation relating to graduate employment wasn't getting worse. Given that we know that some employment sectors, like local government, for example, are shrinking, this outcome can only have been achieved if some sectors are expanding, or if graduates are successfully finding employment in areas that perhaps were not so likely to employ graduates in the past. Employers are also reporting that they are demanding a better and more highly skilled workforce. This is particularly true of smaller employers who want a more versatile workforce. The big graduate recruiters are by no means the full story. The vast majority of graduates don't get jobs with these companies and never have. Most graduates work for smaller organisations in the private, public and not-for-profit sector. And some graduates, particularly from universities like Bucks, are entrepreneurial and work for themselves or go into their own practice. There are employment opportunities. You'll need to be proactive to find the openings. You'll need to have the persistence, self-belief and flexibility, being prepared to work your way in and up in a particular field and perhaps not the most obvious. There is an increase in tendency for employers to recruit graduates who are already known to them through vacation work, internships or placements. To help them gain that all-important opening into employment, be bold and promote the skills that you have acquired from your degree and also the various other activities that you've engaged in while you were a student. Whatever you go on to do, I hope that you think your time at Bucks was extremely important in shaping your life positively and that you will feel proud of being a Bucks graduate. We're certainly proud of you, and all of us at Bucks wish you every success and happiness in your life and career. The best degree ceremonies are a careful blend. On the one hand, they've an element of formality, as I said earlier. On the other, it's about having a good time and celebrating. So 2 final messages from me. The first, to graduating students, it's your day, make the most of it. The second is to the others in the audience. Throughout the ceremony, let's go for it and wholeheartedly demonstrate our appreciation of the graduating students and their achievements. We will now start the presentation of the awards.
Vice-Chancellor, we present to you the persons here today and those graduating in absentia to be admitted to the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Foundation degrees.
By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor and on behalf of Senate, I admit them to their degrees.
We also present to you those receiving the awards of Diploma of Higher Education and Certificates of Higher Education. Master of Arts in Human Resource Management, Sanita Baga. Helen Channer. Abigail Elizabeth Clark. Andrea Clark. Sarah Louise Dolby. Mark de la Sega. Alistair Gill. Noreen Groves. Malika Hamid. Carly Lisa Humphrey. Jennifer Louise Jackson. Raki Jetwa. Amy Louise Kennelly. Kieran Mann. Helen McClay. Happiness Cosmas Mushi. Nicola Peters. Shaheen Quadri. Faria Malin Raja. Donna Ransley. Ellen Reid. Gorinda Kaur Sagu. Amit Singh Sarai. Rachel Christine Scott Wills. Kiranjit Kaur Sekhorn. Belinda Sechel. Alison Wallace. Julie Lavina Wiseman. Rebecca Barr. Master of Science in International Business, Anil Isaac Bakar. Eikioya Gregory Imadojemu. Neelam Kumari. Ichim Ulug. Savita Dipesh Vyas. Master of Science in International Logistics and Supply Chain Management, Simon Sawar Awan. Also awarded the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Prize, Nagaraju Chukapali. Ahmed Nilofer Mohammed Falid. Mohammed Omer Tasneem. Master of Business Administration, including those graduating from our partner institute, Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, Aruni Therese Abeyesundare. Adhikari Mudian Salage Kaminda Adhikari. Amit Agarwal. Mohammed Abdullah Al-Mamun Chowdhury. Christopher David Kumar. Galabadaga Indica Acela Fernando. Kay Lorraine Gamble. Also awarded the prize of most distinguished performance in the dissertation, Mutanda Mike Gatsi. Amir Ul Hassan. Sayanthan Jayaraj, Charita Sunimal Jayasinghe, Stanislaus Jai, Dilrukshi Vishaka Kodiwaku, Alistair Michael Mannering, Henry Morris, Anil Mulasinghe, also receiving the Buckinghamshire New University Enterprise Champion Award, Venkata Surendramat Reddy Muthumula, Somaskandasaram Sarma Narendran, Nahid Naveed, Pagoda Mudianselage Namal Jalya Pagoda, Prakash Pandya, Piyumali Patirana, Alison Louise Patton, Gamage Charaka Shaminta Pereira, Viraj Harshana Pereira, Aftab Siddique Qureshi, Hopeful Fundati, Romesha Dushwanti Senerat, Savaraj Singh, Basit Sultan, Muhammad Kuram Tasneem, Abdul Wahid Tor, Sapana Tolakan Hamal, Rekha Veerasurya, Visal Vikramaratne, Robert Brian Winfield, Wentao Zhang,
Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance, Adnan Alam. Jameel Ali. Zaviden Aran. Subhagini Balapandian. Saida B. Tristan Buanga. Nomeka Michelle Ifobi. Also awarded the prize of the most distinguished performance on an undergraduate program, Rudowoshe Gomba. Matthew Horsfield. Harleen Johar. John Mabara. Ruth Ojagi. Luke Petit. John Jr. Victor Alex Slatter. Martin Thorpe. Tracy Twig. Jason Hagen. Bachelor of Arts in Advertising Management and Digital Media Communications, Khadija Begum. Arthur Coziera. George McCann. Also awarded the prize of Most Distinguished Performance in the Dissertation, Alicia Ray. Sadia Riaz. Patrick Bavudi Zinga. Bachelor of Arts in Business and Advertising Management. Also receiving the Buckinghamshire New University Enterprise Champion Award, Lauren Cleave. Also receiving the Buckinghamshire New University Enterprise Champion Award, Nicola Hayes. Zain Hussain. Also receiving the Buckinghamshire New University Enterprise Champion Award, Ashley Omid Leflem. Zachary Saleh. Also receiving the Buckinghamshire New University Enterprise Champion Award, Patrick Mena Vithanji. Gautam Sood. Bachelor of Arts in Business and Digital Media Communications, Sander Saar. Bachelor of Arts in Business and Entrepreneurship, Jack Terence Moore. Daniel Regan. Cameron Veffe. Christopher Williams. Bachelor of Arts in Business and Finance, Gottfried Bodie. Abraham Georges. Hannah Hamid. Kimberly Herring. Anthony LaRose Jones. Ian Nichols. Krishna Patel. James Plumb. Lise Rosenberg. Glenn Thirsk. Bachelor of Arts in Business and Human Resource Management, Cassandra Rose Juliet Chinwe Mverem Mills. Joanne French. Naima Yasmin Hussain. Muhammad Hanas Muhammad Maroof. Sobia Parveen. Manish Shrestha. Gagandeep Kaur Talewa. Bachelor of Arts in Business and Marketing Management, Neelam Ahmed. Tazim Ashraf. John Gidla. Ahsan Iqbal. Francine Roberta Pym. Carlos Rivas Prieg. Philip James Tapsell. Miriamullah. Jodhvi Dhillon. Guido Bechich de San Servolo. Bachelor of Arts in Business and Sports Management, Adam Hope. Jeon Jai Ung. James Patterson. Charla Alice Janet Wells. Bachelor of Arts in Business and Tourism Management, Katarzyna Krupiniska. Helen Wheatley. Bachelor of Arts in Business Management, Catherine Aitken. Sama Ali. Tayyab Ali. Simon Baker. Daniel Bulimo. Ian James Clark. Rashmi Devittwall. Tania Devitt. Oliver Harris. Gemma Holyfield. Louise Ann Jackson. Saeed Hashim Jaffrey. Sharla Jupp. Aideen Kelly. Ibrar Khan. Nadaraja Lojeswaran. Rian Mason. Rachel Nash. Joseph Payne. Mario Popov. Gemma Victoria Potter. Zayan Raza. David Richardson. Pritpal Rihal. Anisa Saeed. Ramon Sahib. Nurun-Nisa Shabir. Aisha Shabir Shah. James Sion. Louis Smith. Sharna Smith. Richard William Southgate. Emma Spriggs. Samuel Taylor. Jefferson Darren Teka. Peter Sim. Adam Webster. Paul Robert Wilshire. Arslan Zubair. Amreen Akhtar. Mohammed Oais Janjua. Fawzia Shabir. Jamal Ali. Adesola Bamboy. Foundation Degree Arts in Business Management, Alexandra Bateman. Ihtisham Bhatti. Teresa Mella. Rasa Petkevikiut. The Institute of Leadership and Management First Line Management Award, Anne Van Toether. Bachelor of Arts in Human Resource Management, Evelina Simeskiewicz. Arthur Benjamin Corriera. Pavel Glass. Channel Mary Khan. Margaret Sanka. Saira Shabir. Rabia Siddiq. Bachelor of Arts in Marketing, Rhiannon Louise. Bachelor of Arts in Public Relations and Marketing Communications, Monique Anne-Marie Anderson. Christopher James Bryden. Lynn Louise Carter. Jennifer Ann Davis. Gemma Gaidam. Also receiving the Buckinghamshire University Enterprise Champion Award, Hannah Jackie Holt. Elizabeth Lyons. Truly O'Sullivan. Sharla Amber Rawlings. Elliot Saliba. We now present to you students who are receiving awards from various programs in the ceremony. Master of Business Administration, Ravi Karan Rajendram. BA Honours Business and Finance, Raja Yasser Iqbal. BA Advertising Management and Digital Media Communications, Hai Tang. MA Human Resource Management, Constance Gebra. B Honours Public Relations and Marketing Communications, Rochelle Patel. B Honours Advertising Management and Digital Media Communications, Damilola Odomoso. B Honours Public Relations and Marketing Communications, Rachel Samantha Pritchard. B Honours Business Management, Abida Ahmed. BSc Honours Accounting and Finance, James Hosseini. MSc International Business, Arif Ali Shah. MSc International Business, Oluwatun Odo. The Academic Dean will now introduce the special awards.
This year, we are proud to be able to present a number of awards. These go to members of the university community, whether students or staff, who have made an exceptional contribution to the student experience. The first of these awards is presented by our business partner, Hewlett-Packard, in a range of categories which celebrate the efforts of our students. I would now like to invite the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Derek Godfrey, to introduce the Hewlett-Packard Awards.
Hewlett-Packard is the world's largest provider of information technology infrastructure, software services and solutions to individuals and organisations of all sizes. Its net revenue in 2011 was $127 billion. The university has worked in partnership with HP for the last 5 years to provide our IT platform and service capability. A key initiative this year has been the university working with HP in the launch of the HP Institute, which provides professionally accredited IT training. As an indication of the depth of the partnership between HP and the university, HP has sponsored a range of Student Excellence Awards. Each prize winner will receive a high-end HP laptop and printer in recognition of their individual contribution to the student experience of the university. I would now like to invite Steve Vince, the University Partnership Officer from Hewlett-Packard, to present the prizes. The Hewlett-Packard Prize for Best Student Ambassador is awarded to Alicia Ray. The Hewlett-Packard Prize for Most Enterprising Student is awarded to Sander Saar.
It is now my privilege to be able to make awards to academic members of staff whose students feel have inspired them during their time here at Bucks-New University. These awards are based solely on the testimonials provided by the graduating students sitting here today. I would like to thank all the students who submitted nominations. Although there are many staff who are worthy of the award, the following colleagues will receive the Most Inspiring Tutor Award today. And the first award is to Alan Clark. And the next award is to Bill Nichols. And the final award is to Christine Parsons. This concludes the presentation of the awards, and I shall now introduce our guest speaker. Mr. Surinder Arora is a highly successful entrepreneur and businessman. He created one of the fastest growing independent hotel companies in the UK and is the leading hotelier to the aviation industry. Surinder does not conform to the greed is good stereotype. He is known for valuing long-term business relationships, refers to members of his business as being like family, and has been called the Mr. Nice Guy of the hotels world. He arrived in London at the age of 13, unable to speak a word of English. His mother had 3 jobs, working at Tetley during the day, cleaning offices in the evening, and cooking at a college at the weekends. She used to take Surinder with her on her cleaning job and was very ambitious for her youngest son. After leaving school, Surinder spent 11 years working as a customer service officer for British Airways. During this time, he took private flying lessons, which he paid for by working as a waiter in a hotel he was later to own. On leaving British Airways, he moved to Abbey Life and was recognized as the second best salesperson in the whole company after just 1 year. In 1993, Surinder left Abbey Life to establish a bed and breakfast business at Heathrow Airport to house airline staff. This was the basis of Aurora International, which he founded in 1999. The company now offers luxury accommodation at London Heathrow Airport and in Crawley, close to Gatwick Airport, and in Manchester City Centre. Alan Leighton, former non-executive chairman of the Royal Mail, made his mind up about Surinder from the way he treated his staff. Even his most junior staff know him, want to please him, and have competitions among themselves for the best rooms. It is no surprise, then, that labour turnover at his hotels is significantly lower than is typical in this sector. When Aurora Hotels was chosen to open the main hotel at Heathrow's Terminal 5 in 2008, Surinder described the contract win as the highlight of his career. The 605-bedroom hotel operates under a Sofitel franchise and includes a brasserie room. The hotel has won several awards, including Best New Business Hotel in the World in the UK Business Traveller Awards. Surinder has also won a raft of personal awards. He is especially prominent in the Asian community and recognised as a leading entrepreneur. Over the years, he's won the Eastern Eye Asian Business Award, the KPMG Entrepreneur of the Year, and the GG2 Leadership and Diversity Award. In March last year, he became a patron of student-led society, the Royal Holloway Entrepreneurs. Surinder was the guest speaker at one of our Enterprise Week events in 2008, and we're delighted to welcome him back to the university today. His hotels aim to exceed expectations every time, and I'm sure that you will find Surinder's speech an inspiration. It is my pleasure to invite Mr. Surinder Arora to the lectern to deliver our keynote address.
Good morning. When I was asked to come and speak to all of you today, I felt that as an honour, because I'm not really a public speaker, or I don't see myself as a public speaker, but just to come and share my experiences, a short a bit about my life. Yeah, when I came, and I led quite a sad life. That when I came to England at the age of 13, and when I was born back in India, 2 weeks old, and I was actually adopted by my mom's younger sister because I didn't have any kids. So 13 years later, when I landed at Heathrow, I thought I was actually going to be meeting my uncle and auntie, and I called them uncle and auntie at the airport, but they're actually my real parents, which they told me a few days later. And I struggled through not even knowing alphabet in English. I was struggling for the first few months in reception class, and then the headmaster called me in at the end of that term, and he said, "Surinder, because of your age, you should be going into 4th year, and because of your English, we're going to put you into 3rd year." And I thought that was like a promotion, and I thanked him many times. That was really, I struggled through my O-levels, and beyond that, I really couldn't get any further. And that's where I must congratulate each and every one of you in this room, how special it is, and you must all be proud in your families, because I went through the same thing with my son about 2 months ago when he graduated. This is a very special day, and what you've achieved is something no one can take away from you. Money can come and go, but what you've achieved, doesn't matter what part of the world you go to, that's something you'll have forever. So I struggled through and didn't know when I was 18 what I wanted to do. And a family friend came round, like an uncle, and my mum saying to him, "Look, my son wants to be a policeman," because normally the Asian community, they want you to be doctors and accountants and pilots. And she said, "Surinder wants to be a policeman. I don't think it's a good move." And this family uncle sort of felt a bit pity and took me to the London School of Flying and said, "Surinder, perhaps you should consider being a pilot." Went for my first lesson, loved it, and I came back and I said to Mum and Dad, "Yeah, I think I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to be a pilot." And again, the close family relationship we have, my mum and dad said, "Look, son, don't worry, even though it's sort of £21 an hour to learn to fly, we'll mortgage or sell our house. If that's what you want to do, we'll support you." And I thought, no, after a couple more lessons, I can't do that to my parents. And I went out and got a job as a junior clerk in BA, and I would earn £34 a week. And I could only afford to have one flying lesson per week, which was going to take me a long, long time to get my pilot's license. So one day I thought, well, actually I can go and get a part-time job, and I got my waiter's job at what was called the Penta Hotel, now the Renaissance at Heathrow. So I would do my 9 to 5 job in BA, finish, go straight to the Penta Hotel, have something to eat, put on my waiter's jacket, and I'll start work at 6 p.m. and I'll finish at 1 or 2 in the morning. And I did that for a few years, and yes, I got my pilot's license, I got enough hours for a commercial license. But then in the late 70s, early 80s with the recession, BA closed down their Hamble Training College, and there was too many surplus pilots. So I stayed on with BA, but I got the taste of earning extra money, and I went into financial services, and I joined Abbey part-time initially. So I then switched on to early shifts in British Airways, that I would actually start work at 6:30 in the morning, finish at 2:30, go on to my Abbey office, do my admin work, and I'll ring my wife, my mum at home, and I'll say, "Get my dinner on tray." I'll be home, and I'll literally be home for 10 minutes, and I'll then be out seeing clients. And if I ever came back before 11 p.m, Mum would say, "What's wrong, son? Didn't you do any sales or not meet any clients?" So I would do that. In between, I'll have my passion, flying. So I'll do a bit of private flying. I also referee football. In fact, I used to come to Wycombe Wanderers in my younger days refereeing football. So, I had all these hobbies, and I sort of continued the 2 jobs for about 6 years, literally working 16, 17 hours a day, as well as doing my flying and refereeing, and getting married and producing 2 kids. And then I left in 88, British Airways, when I got my third, our son, in 89. So I was really working all the hours, and that's something I've always said in life, the best thing we have in this country, if you want to work hard, we can all achieve our dreams, but you've got to have dreams in the first place. I was never been ashamed of, I used to work as a waiter, as a security guard in financial services. I tell all my staff, we're just about to take over another hotel at Heathrow. which will give us about 2,000 staff in the company. And I've always said that I want to make sure that I treat my staff like family and guests like royalty. But how I started on the hotel side, that I'd bought these 4 houses on Bath Road in the auction, didn't know what to do with them. They were derelict, renovated them, thought, shall I sell them, rent them? Thought, no, actually we'll open up a guest house. And a lot of the crew from British Airways used to come and stay in the guest house, and they'll say, we love New York and we hate Heathrow. And I've always loved talking to people, so I said, tell me why. Why do you hate Heathrow and love New York? Well, New York, the hotel is owned by British Airways. We get treated like royalty, we get good security, we don't get any other guests staying in the hotel. Heathrow, we get treated like cattle class. We get shoved in different hotels, don't get nice service, and so on. So over the next few years, about 2.5 years, I managed to acquire the adjoining properties and thought I can actually build my own crew hotel because the location was right opposite the crew centre. And instead of then BA transporting the crew members in coaches, they can just walk across the road. So I wrote to British Airways, didn't know anyone in hotels, and I said, would you be interested if I build you a crew hotel? And reply came back and said, yeah, I like the idea, come and talk to us. And my architect, a dear friend, Saeed, who was my architect, I said, Saeed, he'd done my extension at home, and I said, I need an architect to come and talk to British Airways about crew hotel. And within the first 20 minutes, BA realised both these guys know nothing about hotels. And if we put our crews into their hotel, it could end up as 40 towers. And we'll end up cancelling all our flights if our crews don't get proper rest. But I convinced, I never sort of, I was kept on pursuing and fought hard. And originally, BA head of property said, I don't think you'll get more than 150 bedrooms on your site. And the initial reaction from the planner was 140 bedrooms. It's the site not big enough, Surinder. I fought hard, had my dream, and I managed. It took me about 18 months to convince the planners, the councillors, the neighbourhood, that I was going to get rid of all these ugly houses on Bath Road near the airport. I was going to build this super hotel. We'll be able to create employment and so on. We were lucky enough that we got planning for 270 bedrooms, and then which we managed to increase to 320, and then later on in life it became 360 bedrooms. But that was, I guess, one of my first lessons in life, that you must never give up. And we built the hotel, great success with BA. We then built a second one at Heathrow, then we built a third one in Gatwick, and then I bought my fourth one and bought a few others, and we've now ended up with 16 hotels. And that was my initial part of the dream. And about 7 years ago, BAA were going to build this £4.5 billion terminal at Heathrow, and I thought, well, I could actually approach BAA and say, you know how good job we do at Heathrow, Gatwick, Manchester. Would they consider us as a possible operator, builder for the hotel? And the first thing they said, well, Surinder, what brand will it be? And I said, Aurora, And the response was, Surinder, I don't care how good you are, we're building a £4.5 billion terminal. Unless you come up with an international known brand, then we won't be interested in talking to you. But it's got to be a 5-star brand. So I then started talking to all the hotel companies and said, would you give me a franchise? I don't want you to operate it, but I want to operate it. And they all said, no, we won't give you a franchise on our top brand. We'll only give you a franchise on the budget brands, either it's a Holiday Inn or a Premier Inn or a Novotel. I then approached the MD of Accor Sofitel. Accor are the largest hotel company in Europe. And saw the MD, and the response from him was, Surinder, we'll never franchise Sofitel. We've never done that in Europe. The only franchise we can give you is Novotel or Ibis, because we want to protect our top brand. And if we give it to someone and they mess it up, the cost could be billions. Again, not giving up, I said to Michael, let me just show you how we run our hotels. Took him to Heathrow, Gatwick, Stansted, and Manchester. They went quiet for about 2.5 months. And I thought, no, they're not going to come back either. Suddenly I got a call saying, Surinder, we've been sending mystery guests to your properties, and we're so impressed with what you've achieved and done. We've never franchised Sofitel brand to anyone in the UK or in Europe, but would love to work with you. So we then went through the bidding process, and I obviously qualified with BAA. Went through all the top international brands had submitted their bids in. We got narrowed down to 6, and then down to the last 2, which was us and Marriott. and everyone in the marketplace said, "Oh, Aurora, no chance. Mary to have got the bid." And I was in Scotland and in the summer with the family, and I remember coming back from lunch, and I got a call from CBRE, the advisors of BAA, saying, "Surinder, I've got some news you may want to hear." And that was one of the highlights that I actually remember now, didn't at that time, that I actually drove around the roundabout 6 times because I was so delighted that we'd actually won the bid. And we went through and, we built one of the most successful, probably the most successful hotel at the airport, which has won many awards. And it's not Surinder winning the bid, it's actually the team, the family. I always say to them, you've got to be part of the family, in which case you've got to give me your 100% as well. Your immediate family are number one, and I'm the second family. So that's, I guess, has been sort of key part of our success. The only message I want to share with you is, never be shy. I mean, life is all about ups and downs. When I was about 23, 24 in Abbey, and I was going through a real tough time, and I remember coming home and saying, "Oh, I'm never going to do this, never going to achieve my dreams." And suddenly I went to a seminar, and there was a South African guest speaker, and I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. And he just drew a wave on a flip chart, and he said, "That's life." And I looked at the guy sitting next to me, and I said, "This guy's real nuts. He doesn't know what he's talking about." And when he went through and he said, "That's life," a lot of people in the world will think that they're winners when they're on top of the hill. He said, "But the real winners in my life are the ones who are down in the valleys, and they push themselves up once to get back to the top of the hill. There will always be winners." And I've lived through 4 big recessions since we built our first hotel. We had 9/11, which happened literally 8 weeks after we opened our 320-bedroom property in Gatwick, and it was like the end of the world. But we fought through it, worked through it, and we actually made it a huge success that 3 years later we built an extension. So, please don't ever think we are in the worst possible time economically, jobs-wise. It's very tough. But I was never shy or ashamed to go and do anything, because I'll do anything for my family, for my wife, for the kids. And that's something I think is to be proud of, rather than, well, I actually only want to be doing that job or that industry. Sometimes we just have to jump in at the deep end and swim shore. So I guess over the years, I have been lucky as well, because it doesn't matter how good one is, in life you need that bit of luck. But luck, in my book, is when preparation meets opportunity. So I do wish you all the very best of luck. You've got wonderful achievement, something I never achieved in my life. Hence, I made sure that all my 3 children at least had the university experience, and that is something to treasure for. And I've been to the university a few times now, and it really makes me so happy. And I'm not saying that here because I've been invited as a guest speaker, but I've been to a few different universities, and the atmosphere, the staff, and the students, it's all wonderful. And do wish you the very best of luck to yourselves and your families. Thank you for inviting me.
Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen. As Pro-Vice-Chancellor, it is my privilege and pleasure to conclude this morning's ceremony by thanking those who have made today possible. I would like to thank the Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Ruth Farwell, not only for awarding the university degrees and diplomas, but also for her leadership over the past year. I would just like to say thank you to Surinder Arora for his enlightening and inspirational speech, and to HP for sponsoring the annual Student Awards, and Steve Vince for presenting them. Just one quick aside, in this Olympic and Paralympic year, it was great to see 2 of our past students doing so well at the Games, with Chloe Rogers being awarded a bronze with the ladies hockey team in the Olympics, and this weekend Naomi Riches gaining a gold medal at the Paralympics in the mixed 4s rowing. What is it that makes a graduation such a special occasion? Is it the friends that you make on the course and see here today? Is it the pride with which your family and friends take so much pleasure in your success? Is it the lecturers, guest speakers, tutors, and professional service staff who aid your journey through your programme of study? Or is it the student experience or the front desk welcome waiting for you here on campus? It's most probably a mixture of these things, coupled with your own individual memories of your years here at Bucks, which create this rich tapestry of experience that makes up the Bucks community. Graduation is my favourite time of the year, the institution, as we see students leaving with awards who are either entering full-time employment for the first time, completing a programme whilst in employment to further their expertise, knowledge and self-development, or going on to further study. This gives us a true sense of lifelong learning, and it is the diverse mix of programmes and students from which we gain so much pleasure in this faculty. Being both flexible in our approach and accessible to all, we've identified niches and partners which enrich the environment within which we work. Today in your midst are industrial partners, awarding bodies, guest speakers, and others who have helped us in our quest for new and exciting quality programmes. These programmes capture the imagination of students, enable them to develop personally. There are many employees at the university who have supported your journey through education, not only those on the stage who have had as tutors in one form or another, but also the professional services staff, management teams, technicians and campus staff, as well as those in the directorates who pull together to make your time here at Bucks as supportive as possible. As stated already, these people make up the Bucks community, and without them, we could not provide the activities that we do, including this magnificent ceremony. Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision, the ability to take individual accomplishments and to create shared objectives. Teamwork is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. I'm sure that you will join me in thanking everyone in the faculty and the university who has made your time here so enjoyable and successful, and to those who have made today such a special occasion. The rewards this year have been many. We are pleased to see students graduating at our 5 faculty ceremonies on a full range of courses, from certificates and foundation degrees through to PhDs. The development of these programs has strengthened our links with industry, and in many cases has given those in industry without qualifications a chance to gain a degree through a work-based process. We have helped a number of students to work on projects within the industry that has enabled many of them not only to enhance their career prospects, but to gain employment with many of the companies involved. This year we've been working on some extremely innovative new programs with many of our partners here today, forging strong links with a range of businesses and associations to improve access to education at all levels and to uphold our institutional goals while ensure we remain outward-facing and full of employability skills. It is clear, however, that our job would be made so much harder without the assistance of the families and friends of the students who provide a great deal of support during their programs of study. Today, education has many more barriers to it which are external to any institution. These include financial constraints, working to pay student fees, transport constraints, and a multitude of others. It is a credit to those here today that they have overcome all of these hurdles to graduate from their program of study. I'm sure you will join me in thanking students, their families and friends in their contribution to this momentous occasion. To conclude, I would just like to say a few words to those seeking their fortune in all elements of business and management. Peter Drucker said, "Quality in a service or product is not what you put into it. It is what the client or customer gets out of it." And you've just heard from Surinder how important that is. Remember, the customer and their loyalty to your product or service is paramount, and this needs to be the top priority in business. You must believe in yourself and make sure that you are heard, but above all, go out there and make your mark. So go and join countless other successes from this faculty, and most important, go and make a difference. Many congratulations to you, and I wish you well in your chosen careers. And please keep in touch and let us know how you're getting on. I hope you will all join us for light refreshments in the university after the ceremony, and I now declare this degree and congregation and awards ceremony closed. Please stand and acknowledge the procession as our new graduates leave the theatre.